This authorized audiobook of timeline healing, beyond linear time, reclaiming power and peace through nonlinear soul healing. 6. Cosmic Soul Journey Book 12 is presented by Soul Sanctuary Audio. Copyright Seraphina, Hartwell. Introduction. Time is not what you think. Time, we have been taught, is a straight line. A ticking clock. A relentless arrow. Past behind, future ahead. You are here, in the middle, holding your breath. But what if that's not the truth? What if time is not linear, not bound to seconds, calendars, or clocks? What if it is circular, spiraling, multidimensional, a great cosmic weaving of stories, choices, wounds, and wisdom, all occurring in the great now? You are not simply living in one moment. You are many moments layered, shimmering, singing to each other across the ethers. This book is your invitation to remember the great illusion of linearity. Modern society has sold us a narrow version of time, a conveyor belt from birth to death, a race of productivity, a chain of events. In this version, healing must be slow. Karma must take lifetimes. The past is gone, and the future is unknown. But your soul knows better. Mystics, sages, and seers across civilizations whispered of sacred time. Indigenous elders honored the cycles. Quantum physicists now echo what shamans have always known: time bends. And if time bends, so can our pain. So can our stories. So can our destinies. What is timeline healing? Timeline healing is the practice of reclaiming your soul's wholeness across the many expressions of time. It is spiritual archaeology, an excavation of forgotten lifetimes, emotional echoes, ancestral memories, and potential futures. It's the art of unbinding your present self from the weight of unresolved timelines and choosing anew. This process is not about escaping the past or predicting the future. It's about embracing the truth. All time exists at once. And from this truth, we reclaim the power to rewrite. A journey across timelines. In the chapters ahead, you will explore how time truly works beyond the human mind, how to identify and map your soul's various timelines, why pain persists across lives, and how to dissolve it, how to retrieve soul fragments and end karmic loops, how to meet your future self and embody her now, how to integrate parallel lives and embody multidimensional peace. With each chapter, you'll be offered practices, reflections, and soul mapping tools, not just to read, but to experience, to embody, to heal. This book is not a lecture. It's a portal. Let it open within you what time tried to bury. For the seekers of soul sovereignty, this book is for you, the woman who knows she's lived 1,000 lives. The man who remembers emotions with no source. The child of stars and roots and echoes. It's for those ready to remember that healing is not bound by time. That power is not lost. It is waiting to be reclaimed. That your soul is not broken, it is vast. You do not need to go back in time to heal. Time comes to you. Memory speaks when you are ready to listen. So take a breath. Place your hand on your heart and step across the veil. The timelines are waiting. 1. Understanding time as a dimension of consciousness. Time is not a line. It is a living breath of the universe. Time beyond the clock. To understand timeline healing, we must unlearn the clock. The tick-tock of hours and minutes is a construct, a useful tool for schedules and societies, but a poor guide for the soul. In truth, time is elastic. It expands and contracts with emotion, perception, and consciousness. A moment of joy can feel infinite. A year of grief can collapse into a single aching sigh. Science has begun to catch up with mysticism. Einstein showed that time is relative. Quantum physics, reveals particles existing in multiple states at once. In spiritual traditions, this was always known. In meditation, dream work, trance, or sacred ceremony, time dissolves. Your consciousness is the navigator, not the clock. Linear, spiral, and sacred time. Let's look at 3 models of time. Linear time, a straight line, past, present, future. This is the dominant paradigm. It tells you that cause and effect march forward. It says healing takes time, and the past is locked. Spiral time, time as a sacred cycle, found in indigenous teachings and ancient cosmologies. Life moves in cycles, seasons, moons, menstrual rhythms, reincarnations. Spirals return to the same point, but on a higher octave. Sacred time, time as a presence, not a measurement. In sacred time, the eternal, now, holds all. Here, you meet your ancestors, your future self, your soul's contracts. It is the Akashic field, the dream space, the quantum now. When you shift from linear to sacred time, you step into empowerment. You are no longer a prisoner of your past. You are its author, its reader, its healer. The Akashic field and morphic resonance. The Akashic records are often described as a cosmic library containing the story of every soul, every lifetime, every thought, deed, and desire. It is not a physical place, but a vibrational field, what mystics access through meditation, intention, or deep stillness. When you enter this space, you step outside linearity. Similarly, morphic resonance, a theory by biologist Rupert Sheldrake, suggests that patterns of behavior are imprinted in a field and replicated across time and space. For instance, if one soul heals a trauma, others connected to that field, across time, can access the healing. You are not healing alone. You are a node in a web, and your transformation echoes through the timelines. Time as a mirror of consciousness. Time is shaped by perception. In joy, it flows. In fear, it freezes. In trauma, it loops. Often, when you're stuck in life, it's not because life is resisting you. It's because a timeline within you is looping, trying to resolve itself. Ever had the same kind of heartbreak repeatedly? The same dream, the same fear, the same mistake? You're not cursed. You're in a loop. And loops are invitations. The present as the portal. Here lies the paradox. Even though all time exists, you only ever act in the present. The present is your access point to all timelines, like the hub of a wheel reaching into spokes of the past, future, and parallel. When you bring presence to a wound from the past, you shift it. When you act with your future self's wisdom, you pull that timeline into being. When you meet a trigger with compassion instead of reaction, you free your lineage. This is how time bends to the will of the soul. Practice stepping out of linear time. Take a few breaths. Close your eyes. Imagine you are standing in a vast field of stars. Before you is a shimmering web, like threads of light crisscrossing in every direction. Each thread is a timeline. Some you've lived, some you've only dreamed of. Some are possibilities waiting for your choice. Say aloud, I am ready to heal beyond time. I remember who I am across lifetimes. I reclaim my soul's wholeness now. Feel the threads respond. One begins to glow. This is your invitation. Follow it. Summary. Time is your tool, not your master. In this chapter, you've begun to rewire your understanding of time. Time is not fixed, it is fluid. You exist in many timelines at once. The present is your portal to all healing. The Akashic and morphic fields offer maps and support. Next, we'll dive into the practical side, how to map your soul's timelines and begin to recognize where healing is needed. Ready? Let's meet your timelines. Absolutely. Let's continue the journey into time's deeper layers with 2. Mapping your soul's timelines. You are not one lifetime. You are a constellation of selves, each burning with memory, each whispering your name through the veil. Why mapping matters. Have you ever felt pain with no clear source? Or a deep connection to a place you've never been? A fear that appears out of nowhere? A gift that feels ancient? A love that defies logic? These are not random. They are echoes. Your soul is vast, layered, nonlinear. You are living more than one timeline. Mapping your soul's timelines helps bring clarity to confusion. It reveals the root of recurring patterns. It shows where energy is still entangled, fragmented, or unresolved. This isn't just spiritual curiosity. It's a tool for deep, lasting healing. What are soul timelines? A soul timeline is a sequence of experiences across lifetimes, dimensions, or parallel realities carried by your soul's consciousness. There are several types. Past life timelines, linear seeming lives lived before this one. Future life timelines, potential expressions your soul may experience. Parallel lives, other versions of you existing now in different vibrational realities. Ancestral timelines, energetic imprints passed down through bloodline memory. Soul contract timelines, agreements made between souls for mutual evolution. Timeline splits, moments of choice where alternate realities branched off. To map them is not to pin them down, it's to recognize their influence. You don't need to know every detail. You only need to feel where the energy pulls. How do you recognize a timeline? Timelines reveal themselves in subtle and not so subtle ways. Emotional intensity, strong feelings with no clear cause. Déjà vu, a sudden familiarity with people, places, or events. Recurring dreams or symbols, especially when repeated over years. Instant connections or aversions, soul recognition across time. Body memory, chronic pain or sensation with no medical explanation. Talents and fears, skills you've never learned or phobias without logic. Past life regression recall, insights accessed through trance or meditation. When something irrational keeps repeating, it's often timeline residue. Your current self is the convergence point of these stories. You are the center of the web. Practice. Timeline journaling ritual. You'll need a quiet space, a journal, and a candle. Set the intention. Light the candle. Say aloud, I invite the timelines most ready for healing to reveal themselves to me now. Create a timeline spiral. On a blank page, draw a spiral. At the center, write now. Along the spiral, place circles, each one a different memory, emotion, or clue. Ask questions. As you write, ask, what patterns keep repeating? What pain feels older than this life? What version of me is crying out for healing? Who or what triggers a soul-deep reaction? Feel, don't force. Let images, words, feelings arise. You're not making this up, you're remembering. Close gently. When complete, say, thank you, my soul, for revealing what I'm ready to know. Blow out the candle and sit in stillness. Mapping soul nodes. In timeline healing, soul nodes are key intersections where major soul lessons occur. They may be traumas, betrayal, abandonment, loss, breakthroughs, awakenings, vows, transformations, relationships, soulmates, karmic ties, family contracts. These nodes often ripple through many lives. Healing one node can shift multiple timelines at once. Look for repeating patterns, especially around age milestones, relationship cycles, or major losses. These patterns often point to soul nodes asking to be acknowledged and transmuted. Guided visualization. Entering the soul map. Step 1. ground, and breathe. Sit comfortably. Breathe in light. Exhale the past. Step 2. Visualize the map. Imagine a great cosmic map before you. Lines of gold, silver, and violet weave across it, each one a timeline. Some shine brightly, some are tangled or dim. You are standing in the center. Step 3. Feel the pull. Ask, which timeline most seeks my attention today? Let an image, feeling, or memory arise. Step 4. Meet the self. See a version of you from that timeline approach. Observe their posture, emotion, and message. Ask, what do you need? What are you here to teach me? How can I bring you home? Step 5. Integrate. Hold that version of yourself. Bring them into your heart. Say, you are loved. You are safe. You are whole. Let the light of healing surround you both. Common timelines that surface first. The wounded healer. A lifetime of spiritual betrayal or persecution, e.g., witch trials, sacred vows. The abandoned child. A parallel self lost in grief or isolation. The warrior. A self who died in battle or was forced to harm others. The oracle. A self who foresaw but was silenced. The lover. A timeline of unfulfilled or forbidden love. The seeker. A self endlessly searching, never finding. These archetypes live within many of us. Recognizing them softens resistance. They're not your weakness. They are doorways. Sacred tools for timeline access. You can deepen timeline mapping through dream work. Ask before sleep. Show me what I'm ready to remember. Record dreams upon waking. Crystals, labradorite, amethyst, and lepidolite assist in timeline visioning. Oracle cards. Use spreads like past, present, parallel to explore themes. Channeled writing. Write with your non-dominant hand or in altered states to connect with soul memories. On journeys. Drumming, binaural beats, or singing bowls help access altered timelines. Timeline mapping is mirror work. Every timeline that rises is not to shame you, it's to free you. Even the ones filled with shadows are parts of your becoming. Even the lifetimes of fear hold keys to your current peace. When you map your timelines, you stop asking, what's wrong with me? Instead, you ask, what part of me is asking to return home? This is soul sovereignty. Integration reflection. Take time after mapping. Don't rush to fix what you find. Rest. Breathe. Journal. Ask, what timeline feels most alive right now? What do I need to release from it? What gift can I reclaim? Let the awareness gently shift your present. Summary. Mapping as a soul compass. In this chapter, you've learned to recognize the layers of your soul's timelines. Identify emotional, symbolic, and energetic clues. Use journaling, visualization, and sacred tools to access memory. Embrace timelines not as baggage, but as blueprints for healing. Your map is not static. It lives. It breathes. It evolves as you do. In the next chapter, we'll journey deeper into the fragments and echoes, those lost pieces of you still calling out from time. Are you ready to meet them? Beautiful. Let's move into the soul's more fragile places now, where whispers echo and fragments wait to return home. 3. Recognizing soul fragments and echoes. There are pieces of me scattered across centuries, and I am calling them back with love, not force. What is a soul fragment? In moments of deep trauma, grief, or fear, especially those that overwhelm our ability to process, parts of our soul can split off. This is called soul fragmentation. It is not a flaw. It is a defense. These fragments step away from the center of your being to protect the whole. Some are gentle. Some are raw. Some are still frozen in time, in pain, in belief. And many are still active within your timelines. Healing is not just about forgiveness or awareness. It's about reintegration, calling those pieces home. How fragments form. Soul fragments can form in this life, or across others. Here are a few examples. Yes, a child in a past life burned for speaking truth. Fragment flees into silence. You now fear public speaking or visibility. Why? A priestess forced to break her sacred vows. Fragment shamed. You now fear intimacy or spiritual leadership. IP. A mother who died in childbirth. Fragment frozen in grief. You now struggle with nurturing others or fear parenth. UD. A warrior who had to kill to survive. Fragment cloaked in guilt. You now fear anger, power, or protection. Each trauma forms an echo in your energy field. Each echo longs to be he. RD. The nature of echoes. Soul echoes are not fragments themselves, but emotional reverberations. They are the ripple effect of trauma traveling across time. Lines. An echo may manifest as a panic attack with no trigger, dreams of drowning, burning, running, deep longing or sadness that isn't yours, repeating relationship patterns, emotional numbness or dissociation, sudden phobias or compulsions. Where there is an echo, there is often a fragment calling from th. Void. Practice. Soul fragment identification meditation. Prepare the space. Sit in stillness. Surround yourself with light, physically or in your mind. Say, I invite the part of me most ready to return home. Visualize the room of echoes. Imagine entering a vast room with mirrors on every wall. In each mirror, you see a version of yourself, some weeping, some hiding, some glowing. Let one step forward. One mirror pulses with light. A version of you steps out, perhaps a child, a warrior, a lover, or something harder T. O define. Ask, who are you? What happened? WH. Do you need? Welcome. Embrace T. S version of you. Whisper. You are safe now. Come home. Reintegration. See the light of this soul part merging into your heart center. Let them. Rest. Breathe. Signs you found a fragment. Not every emotional pain is a fragment, but here are strong indicators. Feeling haunted by a version of yourself. Emotional responses out of proportion to current events. Physical symptoms that arise after spiritual practice or dream work. Repetitive visions or flashbacks. Intuitive recognition. That's me. You may cry, tremble, or suddenly feel peaceful after reintegration. Your body keeps the score, and it also seal. Brats the return. Candle shadow fragments versus light fragments. Some fragments are born of trauma, but others are born of suppression of joy, power, or passion. These are your light fragments, the parts you disowned to fit in. The sensual self you shamed. The bold self you feared. The mystical self you hid. The chi, like wonder you buried. Call these back, too. It's not enough to heal the pain. You reclaim the power. Practice, dialogue with a fragment. Sit with your journal. Breathe deeply. Write the question. Is there a part F me that wants to speak? Let the pen move. Allow a voice to calm. Through. You might write. I am the girl who drowned. I am the PR. Iestis who lost her temple. I am the boy who never got to cry. Let them finish the sentence. What I want you to KN. Is. Close with a promise. I'll not abandon you again. Protection and boundaries. Sometimes fragments do not return easily, especially if they're bound to trauma, oaths, or external energies. Call in spiritual protection. Visualize a viol, tea flame, or golden egg around you. Use the mantra, I return only what is mine. I call home what is truly me. Work with archangels, ancestors, or ascended mast heirs to help retrieve parts gently. Remember, you do not need to force. When you're nervous, SYSD, M is ready, they will return. Timeline fragment clusters. Some fragments appear in groups, across lives or themes. These clusters often anchor chronic illness or pain, family dysfunction, spiritual blockade, guess, money wounds, romantic despair. By healing the keystone fragment, the whole structure can collapse, freeing your energy. Dramatically, trust what arises. Integration is the alchemy. After a fragment returns, you may feel tired or weepy, clear and euphoric, disoriented, like waking from a long dream. Frio, a pain you didn't even know you had. Honor this with gentle care. Take salt baths or nature walks. Journal about what returned. Speak affirmations. I am whole. I am sovereign. All of me belongs. Celebrate the souls. Return. This is resurrection work. A story of fragment, return. Let's meet Anna. Anna always feared deep water. Couldn't hated boats. No memory of drowning. During a breathwork journey, she saw herself as a young woman on a sinking ship, clinging to a child, screaming, unable to save them. That fragment had been frozen for lifetimes, grief-bound, ashamed, terrified. Anna spoke aloud. I see you. I forgive you. It wasn't your fault. She wept. The fear dissolved. Weeks later, she felt safe enough to swim. Her chronic chest tightness faded. She began dreaming of oceans, no longer with fear, but with awe. This is power of returning home to yourself. You are not broken. You are returning. The world teaches you to fix, improve, hustle. But timeline healing reminds you are not broken. You are scattered. And scattered pieces are not shameful. They are sacred. You are a mosaic of centuries, a symphony of selves. And with every piece you call home, your light becomes fuller, truer, more ruddy. And you don't need to remember every wound, only the ones that call. You don't need to heal it all now. Only is moment. Only this echo. Only this breath. Summary. Echoes and return. Soul fragments form from trauma and suppression. Echoes are their emotional signatures across timelines. You can call fragments home tea. Rough visualization, journaling, and presence. Reintegration brings peace, power, and deep inner restoration. Gathering yourself. You are becoming whole. In the next chapter, we journey deeper into the nature of timeline loops and trauma, and how to finally break free from patterns that haunt you lifetime after lifetime. Are you ready? Wonderful. Let us now step into the sacred spiral, where patterns are. Repeat until we remember how to break the spell. 4. Healing through time loops and trauma. Time does not trap you. Trauma does. But the spiral is not a prison. It is a path back to your power. What are time loops? Time loops are energetic and emotional repetitions across lifetimes, or within a single life. These are the patterns, people, and pains that keep returning, almost like a cosmic déjà vu. They are not punishments. They are invitations. Loops say, here is a place where your soul paused. Here is a choice you are ready to make differently. Every loop is sacred. Every trauma that replays is an unopened message. Until it is seen, heard, and healed, it loops. Trauma, the seed of the loop, A trauma, especially one left unprocessed, acts like a frequency beacon. It calls forth similar events, partners, triggers, or fears until integration is achieved. This is not your fault. This is your soul's devotion. It will circle around again and again, not to torment you, but to offer another chance at wholeness. These trauma loops may originate from a lifetime of betrayal, a vow made in pain, a pattern of self-denial, a wound passed down ancestrally, a karmic entanglement with another soul. When we heal the original imprint, the loop begins to dissolve. Mantelpiece clock signs you're in a time loop. You attract the same kind of partners or betrayals. The same health issue flares under the same conditions. A goal always fails at the same point. A fear or shame persists regardless of therapy or GIC. You feel haunted by a story you can't quite race. Recurring dreams or synchronicities that echo the same scenario. It's as if you're stuck in a film reel, playing a scene that desperately wants to end differently. The anatomy of a loop. Let's break it down. Triggering. Event. Something mirrors the original trauma. Even Utley. Emotional reactivation. You feel old pain, but amplified, confused, untraceable. Automatic. Reaction. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Often UNC. Anxious. Reinforcement. You act in the same way as before, consciously or not. Energetic sealing. The pattern completes itself and prepares to return. Healing breaks this cycle by conscious interu. Tie-in. Practice. Identify the loop. Sit quietly. Ask yourself, what pattern keeps repeating? In my life, what emotion is always at the core of it? When do I first remember feeling this? Is this story truly mine, or ancestral, or karmic? Journal the loop. Name its parts. Then whisper the sacred truth. I am not this loop. I am the one who and end it. The role of vows and soul contracts. Sometimes loops are held in place by unhealed vows or contracts made in pain or serve. Examples. I will never love again. I must suffer to be pure. It is my duty to carry their pain. If I speak, I will die. Power is dangerous. These may be from other lives, your childhood, or collective programming. But the vow you made then is not the truth you need now. You can release the old and rewrite the new. Practice. Break the vow. Light a candle. Say aloud. I now release all soul vows that no longer serve my high. Guess good. Right. The vow I made was. It protected me by. Now I choose. Burn or bury the old vow safely. Speak the new one with you. Our hand on your heart. I am free. I am safe. I am whole. Let your bow. Feel the shift. Spiral healing. B. Reeking the loop gently. The spiral is your friend. When a pattern reappears, don't shame yourself. You're not going backward. You're spiraling upward, revisiting the wow. ND from a higher octave. Each return brings a deeper perspective, a softer heart, a stronger voice, a more sacred choice. The loop is not closing in on you. You are widening around it. Real story, the pattern breaker. Eli always felt unworthy of success. Every time he launched a project, something would fall apart. Always. At the edge of completion, during a regression, he saw himself as a monk in the 12th century who took a vow of poverty after losing his family to greed. That monk became a loop, a part of Eli, that essay, bottaged wealth out of guilt. Once he released the vow, consciously symbolica, his new business bloomed, not because the loop vanished overnight, but because his choices did. This is how we evolve. Protection from loop reinforcement. As you break loops, protect your energy field. Smudge regularly with sage, Palo Santo, or holy herbs. Seal your aura with golden light in meditation. Avoid old triggers as your field recalibrates. Speak affirmations that reprogram. I am not my past. I am the path forward. Be patient. The loop may test you, but you're no longer asleep inside it. De-awareness is sovereignty. Loop rewriting exercise. Draw a circle on a page. At the top, write, old loop. Inside, describe the pattern. Thought. S. Feelings, triggers, behaviors. Then, on a new page, draw a spiral. At each point, write, a new thought, a new AC, tie-in, a new boundary, a new belief. This is your sacred repatterning. Return to it when you feel the old pull, healing through compassion. Loop breaking isn't just about cutting cords or burning contracts. It's about softening. Ask yourself, what did I need when this loop began? What love was missing? Can I offer that now? Sometimes, loops end not with force, but with forgiveness. Not with war, but with a whisper. Summary: spiral sovereignty. In this chapter, you've learned loops are patterns of unresolved trauma repeating across time. They are formed by vows, triggers, and unintegrated pain. You can dissolve them by bringing loving awareness and new choices. The spiral is a sacred tool, not a curse. You are not stuck. You are spiraling home. Beautiful. Let's now step into the shimmering edge of time, into futures that call to you, not from ahead, but from within. 5. Future memories and soul evolution. The future is not something you reach. It is something you remember. It's already written on the walls of your soul. What are future memories? Have you ever experienced a dream so vivid it felt like a memory from tomorrow, or a flash of insight, a knowing that you will become something, meet someone, arrive somewhere that hasn't happened yet? These are future memories, soul impressions of what's possible, probab, lu, or already real in another layer of time. They are not fantasies. They are fragments of the higher timeline your soul longs to embody. Your soul remembers forward. In the linear model, memory is something behind you. But in the nonlinear truth of time, your soul remembers in all directions. You can receive echoes from possible futures, pulls from your next level self, images of a life already lived in a higher dimension, clarity around why certain doors close, because they don't align with your future truth. This is not prophecy. This is resonance. When a future version of you is aligned, whole, and ready, she begins to call you. Future, you already exists. Imagine time as a garden. Every version of you, wow, dead, wise, wild warrior, child, queen, is a seed. Some have sprouted. Some lie dormant. Some are fully in bloom in another dimension. The you who speaks with confidence, lives in joy, shares her gifts freely, loves without fear, walks in divine trust, already exists. Future memories are how she reaches back through time to touch you. You don't have to create her. You only need to meet her. Practice. Meet your future self. Find stillness. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Imagine a doorway of shimmering light before you. On the other side is you 3, 5, or 10 years into the future. But not just any future, your highest aligned path. Step through. Look around. Where are you? What are you wearing? What are you doing? Ask, what do I need to release to become you? What do I need to remember? What do you want me to know? Receive their answer. Say, I welcome you into my now. Let them merge into your energy field. D. Letter from the future. Write a letter from your future self to your current self. Let them essay. Why? I know you're afraid, but I remember this moment. It's when everything changed. D. Please trust. Read this letter often. It becomes a roadmap of soul evolution. Your timeline is a choice. Quantum theory tells us multiple timelines exist simultaneously. You can access the one that matches your frequency. And frequency is made of B, leaf, M, ocean, action, in, tension, to shift timelines. Choose the belief of your future self. Feel what she feels. Act as she would. Speak the words she speaks. Release what no longer fits. This is not pretending. This is activating. Timeline collapsing versus alignment. You may hear of timeline collapsing, when all unaligned paths dissolve so you can step into the one meant for you. This see and feel like sudden endings, relationships, jobs, ideas. Intense clarity or chaos. R. Rapid downloads. E. Emotional purges. But it's not destruction. It's soul refinement. The more you align with your true path, the fewer timelines remain. Not from fear, but FR. Devotion. Signs you're receiving future memories. A recurring dream of AL. Ife, not yet lived. Synchronicities guiding you toward the same goal. A pull to move, change, or begin something unexplainable. Knowing details about your future home, partner, child, work. A sense of, I've already seen this. This is your future saying, I'm real. Come find me. Dove real story. The vision walker. Nina dreamed of singing on a stage for years, but never took a step. One night, she had a vivid vision. She was performing under lights, surrounded by roses, a cheering crowd. She woke up in tears. The feeling stayed. She began taking voice lessons. A few months later, she was invited to sing at a small venue. The crowd, roses, the lights. Just like the dream. She didn't chase the future. She matched it. This is how timelines align, not with pressure. B. With permission. The fear of becoming her. You may not be afraid of failure. You may be afraid of becoming who you truly are. Why? Because she is powerful. Oh. Because she says no. Because she lives in joy. Because she is free. And that kind of self-love may terrify the parts of you still stuck in old wounds. That's okay. Let fear speak. Then let your future self hold her. The soul evolves in spirals. There is no race to the best you. There is only the unfolding. You may meet your future self, then forget her. That's okay. You may step forward, then fall back. That's human. What matters is that you keep listening. Keep choosing. Every aligned decision brings her closer. Every unspoken truth spoken brings her closer. Every boundary, every act of joy, every no brings her closer. Practice timeline anchoring ritual. Write a simple description of your future self 3 to 6 months from now. She wakes with peace. She walks barefoot. She creates with love. Choose a sacred object, jewelry, crystal, perfume, to hold that energy. Warning, hold the object and say, I choose her timeline. I choose me. At night, review your day. Did you walk toward her or away? No shame, just awareness. Awareness is transformation. Summary, remembering forward. In this chapter, you've learned future memories are messages from higher timelines. Your future self already exists and is calling you. You can access and embody her through visualization, journaling, and alignment. Soul evolution is not linear. It's a spiral of becoming. You Our future is not something far away. It is here, whispering in your heart. Let her guide you. In the next chapter, we'll explore how timeline entanglements with others, especially in relationships, can keep us trapped or set us free. Love, after all, one of time's greatest teachers. Wonderful. Let us now open the most intimate of portals, the heart, and explore how relationships bind us through time, and how love, when conscious, can unbind us just the same. 6. Timeline entanglement in relationships. Some souls don't meet for the first time. They remember each other back into being. The ties that transcend time. Not all relationships begin at birth. Some begin centuries ago, in temples, in villages, in battlefields, and dreamscapes. Some begin with a vow, a promise, a wound. And when we meet them again in this life, it's as if time folds in on itself. You feel an instant recognition, a magnetic pull, a resistance or fear hat defies logic, a love so deep it aches, or a pain so sharp it feels ancient. This is timeline entanglement, when two souls' journeys cross over multiple incarnations, weaving their karma, growth, healing, and memory, soul contracts, and karmic bonds. Before we incarnate, we often make agreements with other souls. These are known as soul contracts. Some are based in love. Others in lessons. Types of soul entanglements. Karmic partners, here to help us clear solved issues, often intense or challenging. Soulmates, deep resonance and familiarity, not always romantic. Twin flames / mirror souls, reflective. Relationships that catalyze spiritual growth. Ancestral echoes, patterns ride through lineage that repeat until healed. Trauma bonds, past life entanglements based on pain or guilt, often reenacted unconsciously. Not all of these are meant to last. Some come to break us open, not stay. Signs of timeline entanglement. Instant, inexplicable connection, or a aversion. Feeling like you've known them forever. Repeating patterns in your dynamic. Shared dreams, visions, or déjà vu together. Emotional highs and lows that feel amplified. Difficulty letting go, even when you want to. A sense of unfinished business. Sammadhi. MES. The soul recognizes what the mind cannot name. Practice. Soul contract meditation. Breathe deep. LY. Visualize a sacred scroll in your hands. Say aloud, I call forth the soul contract between myself and name, if it serves my healing to see it. Imagine the scroll opening. What do you sense? A vow, a shared mission, a promise made in pain. Ask, is this contract complete? What am I still learning from this bond? If complete, say, I now release this contract with love and gratitude. Burn, or dissolve the scroll in light. Feel your energy lighten. The loop of relationship patterns. When timeline entanglements remain unhealed, they often loop. Falling in love with the same type who wounds you, playing rescuer, victim, or martyr across lifetimes. Repeating family dynamics in romantic relationships. Carrying guilt or debt into new connections. These loops are not punishments. They are soul mirrors, showing where we are still fragmented, still longing, still unfree. The goal isn't to fix the other person. The goal is to liberate yourself from the pattern. Real story, the remembered lover. Sophia met Kai at a meditation retreat. They spoke only once, but she wept the moment she saw him. In dreams, she remembered being his wife in another life, a healer during wartime. He died in her arms. She never forgave herself. The pain she felt now wasn't from this life. It was grief echoing through timelines. She wrote him a letter, not to send, but to free herself. I release you from the sorrow that binds us. I honor our love. I choose peace now. And the ache eased. Timeline clearing letter ritual. Right to the soul, not the person. In every lifetime, I have seen you. What I learned through you is, what I now release is, include gratitude, lessons, forgiveness for them and yourself. A clear closing line. I free you. I free me. Burn, bury, or offer the letter to water. Let the timelines dissolve. Energetic cord cutting. Energetic cords form between people, especially in intimate, emotional, or traumatic relationships. Not all cords are negative, but some drain life force, especially if the bond is based in control, guilt, or unresolved need. To cut a cord is not to stop loving, it is to stop leaking. Cord cutting practice. Visualize the cord between you and the person. Where is it attached? Ask, what is flowing between us? Is this helping me evolve? Call in a guide, angel or light being. Say, with love, I now release this cord. See it dissolve. Send light to both ends. Seal your aura with golden light. Say, only love remains. I reclaim my energy. Timeline rewriting for relationships. You can rewrite relationship imprints across time by changing the narrative in your present. If you were silenced in a past life, speak now. If you gave too much, receive now. If you betrayed, forgive now. If you lost, love again. Every conscious act rewrites the contract. Affirmations to shift relationship timelines. I am worthy of reciprocal love. I release all contracts that bind me in pain. I remember who I am beyond relationship. I choose partners who match my healing, not my hurt. My love is not tied to the past. It is alive now. Repeat with intention. These are frequency keys. Summary. Relationships as mirrors and portals. In this chapter, you've discovered soul contracts often span many lifetimes. Relationship loops are invitations to deeper healing. You can end or evolve contracts through ritual, awareness, and love. Cord cutting, letters, and forgiveness are sacred tools. Love is never lost. It only transforms. You are not meant to carry every bond forever. You are meant to become more yourself through each one. In the next chapter, we journey beyond duality, into the realm of parallel lives and multidimensional selves. With joy, let's now journey into the cosmic hall of mirrors, where all your other selves are walking paths both strange and familiar. This is the realm of soul multiplicity, where the sacred you is not just one, but many. 7. Parallel lives and multidimensional you. I am the dreamer and the dreamed, the many paths that could have been, and the one that is choosing now. The many selves within you. You are not just a single soul expression confined to one path, one name, one life. You are a multidimensional being, a prism refracting through many realities. While your conscious awareness lives here, in this timeline, there are other versions of you living, growing, stumbling, and healing right now. These are your parallel selves, spiritual siblings in simultaneous timelines. They are not past. They are not future. They are now, in a different frequency. Some are artists, lovers, warriors, or mystics, living in worlds that feel like dreams or déjà vu, carrying wisdom or wounds you can integrate. And sometimes their energy bleeds into yours. That déjà vu, a memory from another you. That unshakable fear, a wound from a parallel soul. That gift that came from nowhere, a skill shared across time. What are parallel lives? Parallel lives are simultaneous incarnations of your soul in alternate realities. They are not reincarnations. They are coexisting pathways. Think of a tree. You are the trunk, and each life is a branch reaching in its own direction, nourished by the same roots. These lives may differ in cultural setting or even dimension, personality or choices, gender, race, species, or spiritual evolution, emotional focus or karmic load. Some timelines are higher frequency, love, peace, creativity. Others are heavier, trauma, fear, resistance. You are the one who can integrate them all. Why parallel lives matter? Because they affect you. If a parallel version of you is trapped in trauma, you may feel anxiety or confusion with no apparent cause. If a parallel you is thriving, you may feel inspired or suddenly clear. Timeline healing is not complete until we tend to these multidimensional threads. You don't need to fix all of them. You need only to become aware and call in what serves your wholeness. Signs of parallel life influence: sudden changes in mood or identity, unexplained interests or aversions, feeling like someone else is inside you, hearing internal dialogue that doesn't sound like your usual self, extreme empathy that drains or confuses you, dreams of lives where you're someone completely different, skill sets or languages you've never studied but somehow understand. These are not hallucinations. They are leaks in the veil. You are remembering other parts of you. Practice meeting a parallel self. Sit quietly. Set an intention. I open to meet the parallel self that most desires healing or integration now. Imagine a mirror before you. Your reflection shifts and reshapes into a different you. What do you see? What are they wearing? How do they stand? Ask, what do you want me to know? What are you carrying that I can help release? What gift do you wish to share? Listen, witness, then say, you are not alone. I bring you into my heart. See the mirror dissolve. Feel the energy integrate. Seek the ones who hold your joy, too. Parallel lives and mental health. Many people unknowingly experience symptoms of parallel life entanglement, including identity confusion, mood swings with no clear origin, persistent inner conflict, inability to move on from something vague. While always respecting psychological frameworks and support systems, recognizing spiritual multiplicity can be profoundly liberating. You are not fragmented. You are multidimensional. You are not broken. You are a braid of timelines learning how to flow together. Protection and sovereignty. When working with parallel selves, sovereignty is essential. You do not have to carry their pain. You are not required to fix every version of yourself. Set energetic boundaries. Only that which serves my highest good may enter my field. I send all else back with love, light, and resolution. And remember, not all parallel lives are dark. Some are luminous beyond imagining. Seek the ones who hold your joy, too. Practice. Invite a gift from a parallel self. Ask, is there a version of me who is already living what I long for? Sit in meditation and invite that self to step forward. Ask, how do you feel in your body? What do you believe? What choices did you make? Breathe in their energy. See it flow into your hands, heart, or solar plexus. Say, I receive your gift. Thank you for walking ahead of me. You may feel a sudden clarity, confidence, or creative spark. Let it move through you. Real story. The artist remembered. Luca always loved painting, but doubted his talent. One night in a lucid dream, he met a version of himself who lived alone in a cabin, surrounded by brilliant canvases. That version was bold, wild, and free. Luca woke up and wept. He began painting again. Weeks later, a gallery invited him to show his work. He hadn't become someone else. He had received the courage from a self already living the dream. Parallel self-integration and timeline collapsing. As you meet and integrate parallel selves, your choices become clearer. Your energy field stabilizes. Old confusion dissipates. Your intuition sharpens. This is timeline collapsing, when the many possible yous coalesce into the you who is most whole, most conscious, most true. You become the hub, the harmonizer, the embodiment of unity. Parallel integration journal prompts. A version of me who is free from fear would. A version of me who fully trusts, love, believes. I receive the strength of the self who has already. Today, I walk with the wisdom of my multidimensional being. Write as if you are channeling, because you are. Affirmations for multidimensional healing. I honor all versions of myself with compassion. I am whole across all timelines. I choose to receive the wisdom of my parallel selves. I trust my soul's multidimensional nature. I anchor my highest frequency in the now. Summary. You are many and you are one. In this chapter, you've explored the reality of parallel lives and simultaneous incarnations, how they influence your emotions, choices, and growth, practices for meeting and integrating your other selves, the path to becoming your most harmonized soul expression. You are not limited to who you've been. You are invited to remember who you already are in every dimension. In the next chapter, we will shift from healing and remembering to anchoring, choosing and embodying the timeline you desire to live fully and freely. With grounded grace, let's now move from remembrance to embodiment, from echo to intention. It is time to anchor the reality your soul has chosen. 8. Anchoring new timelines. Timelines are not fates. They are invitations. Say yes to the one that sings in your bones. What does it mean to anchor a timeline? To anchor a new timeline means to consciously choose and embody the version of your life that aligns with your highest good. Then act, feel, and live as though it is already forming beneath your feet. You've remembered old timelines. You've dissolved karmic loops. You've met your future and parallel selves. Now, it's time to walk into the reality you choose, not as a dreamer, but as a weaver of destiny. The power of conscious choice. Many believe timelines happen to them, but every decision you make, every emotion you feed, every thought you empower, tunes you into a certain frequency. That frequency determines which timeline unfolds. Choice is the rudder. Emotion is the wind. Belief is the sail. You steer your soul's vessel. What timeline are you currently anchoring? Pause and ask yourself, what is repeating in my life right now? What emotional state dominates my inner world? What story am I still telling about who I am and what is possible? These questions reveal the timeline you're anchored in now. If it feels heavy, looping, or untrue to your essence, this is not a punishment. It's a doorway. You are free to choose again. Woman in lotus position practice, timeline assessment plus shift. Sit in stillness. Visualize 3 roads before you. One is the path you're on now. Feel into it. What energy lives there? The second is darker, unconscious patterns, more delay, more looping. The third shines with golden light. This is your highest path. Step onto it in your mind. Ask, what habits, people, or beliefs align with this path? What must I release to fully walk here? Speak aloud. I choose the timeline of truth, peace, and purpose. Let all else fall away. Tools for anchoring a new timeline. Here are the sacred technologies of embodiment. Sacred action. Even a small step taken in alignment shifts your timeline. Mantras and affirmations. Repeating truth recalibrates your neural frequency. Rituals. Symbolic acts impress the subconscious and spiritual realms. Environment shaping. Rearranging your physical space signals change. Emotional alchemy. Choose new feelings over old triggers, again and again. Remember, the universe responds to energetic clarity. When your being says yes without contradiction, new doors open. Ritual, timeline seeding ceremony. You'll need a small candle, a journal, and something symbolic: crystal, object, image. Light the candle. Write a clear statement of the timeline you choose. Example: I live a life of aligned creativity, spiritual service, and joyful love. Hold the symbolic item and say, "This is the seed of the life I now grow." Burn the written statement safely or bury it. Every day for 21 days, carry or touch the symbolic item and repeat. It is already becoming. You are not waiting. You are anchoring. Obstacles to anchoring and how to clear them. You may notice resistance. This is normal. Common blocks. Doubt. Is this even possible for me? Unworthiness. Do I deserve this? Fear of loss. What will I have to give up? Impatience. Why isn't it here yet? How to respond. Doubt. Return to evidence. Recall how far you've come. Unworthiness. Affirm your divinity. You are not here by accident. Fear of loss. Grieve what must be left. Welcome what wants to arrive. Impatience. Celebrate microshifts. Time bends when you honor now. Timeline splitting and quantum leap moments. Sometimes you'll feel like your life is splitting open. Friends fall away. Old jobs dissolve. You feel out of sync with your past. These are signs that your chosen timeline is activating. A quantum leap may feel chaotic at first, but trust, what's falling apart is making space for what aligns. Stay grounded in ritual, nature, and truth. Real story, the conscious shift. Jenna had always played small, hiding her gifts, saying yes when she meant no. During a soul reading, she heard the words, "Your future self is already living the life you crave. She's waiting for you to join her." Jenna began each morning asking, what would she do today? Within 6 months, she had left a toxic job, started her healing business, and met the love of her life. Not because she forced it, but because she aligned with the timeline that was already alive. Embodiment is repetition. You don't need to be perfect. You need to repeat the choice. Anchor the timeline with morning mantra. Today, I live in alignment with my soul's highest timeline. Evening gratitude. Thank you, future, for becoming now. Conscious choices, food, rest, movement, speech, all reflect your chosen path. Every moment is a doorway. Step through again and again. When the new timeline feels uncomfortable, it might feel strange at first. That's okay. New timelines often feel lonely. You're leaving the familiar. Quiet. There's less noise from your old wounds. Unreal. Your nervous system isn't used to peace. Don't confuse discomfort with danger. This is not regression. It's rebirth. Let the discomfort be proof you are crossing thresholds. Anchor through joy. Don't just anchor through work. Anchor through wonder. Laugh with the version of you who is free. Dress as the woman who already made it. Dance as the man who trusts his worth. Speak as the soul who knows her voice shapes reality. Timeline healing is not just shadow work. It is also celebration. Your joy is a spell. Use it well. Summary: anchor the life you choose. In this chapter, you've learned how to identify and shift timelines, how to use ritual, embodiment, and conscious choice to anchor change, how resistance shows up, and how to gently dissolve it. Why your chosen future is already seeking you. You are the bridge between what was and what can be. You do not chase. You magnetize. You do not beg. You become. The new timeline is here. Live it. Let's now enter the living moment, where integration becomes action, and the sacred knowledge you've gathered begins to shape your every step. This is where healing takes form, and your new timeline becomes not just a vision, but a way of being. 9. Embodying the healed timeline. I am no longer seeking wholeness. I am living it. Every breath is a prayer to the self I have become. What is embodiment? Embodiment is the full presence of soul in the body. It's not about knowing, remembering, or healing anymore. It's about being the healed one. You're no longer circling the wound. You're walking the path beyond it. You speak differently. You choose differently. You relate to the world from a deeper truth. You embody the frequency of your highest timeline. Every day, every word, every breath. This is where transformation becomes integration. Integration versus information. Many walk around full of knowledge, but starving for integration. You can read about timelines, healing, and soul work for years, but until you live as the one who is healed, you're still orbiting potential. Integration asks, are you applying the truths you've remembered? Are you responding from your healed self, or the wound? Are you carrying wisdom in your nervous system, not just your mind? When your body, emotions, and choices align with your soul's truth, you have embodied the healed timeline. How to know you've embodied the shift? It may not feel dramatic. In fact, embodiment often feels subtle but sure. Signs include peace in places you used to panic, clear, clean boundaries without guilt, compassion for your past without attachment, loss of interest in drama, fear, or scarcity, natural alignment with people and paths that nourish your spirit, ease in saying yes to what aligns and no to what drains. You don't need to prove your healing. You just live it. Practice, embodiment inventory, journal prompts. In what areas of my life am I now living as my healed self? Where do I still respond from the old timeline? What would my healed self do differently today? Take your answers and choose one area, e.g., relationships, finances, body, voice. Now begin to act from your healed frequency there, daily, lovingly. Let your life become the altar. Candle ritual, anointing the healed self. Stand before a mirror with a bowl of water or sacred oil. Gaze into your eyes and say, I witness the healed one within me. I honor the soul who remembered. I bless the self who now leads. Dab the water or oil onto your third eye, throat, and heart. Close your eyes. See your body glowing with golden light. Feel the truth. You are no longer waiting. You are already becoming. The embodied self navigates differently. She doesn't chase, she magnetizes. He doesn't defend, he radiates. They don't seek validation, they walk in truth. You begin to take aligned action without overthinking. Speak what once stayed silent. Honor your body as sacred. Trust yourself to hold both expansion and stillness. Be deeply rooted and cosmically aware. This is the dance of the embodied soul. Wind face the nervous system and timeline anchoring. Your nervous system must feel safe in the healed timeline. If you're not used to peace, love, or abundance, those may initially feel unsafe. That's okay. Gently stretch your capacity to hold joy, to receive ease, to sit in silence without panic. Tools to support this: breath work, somatic healing, movement, dance, yoga, walking barefoot, gentle self-touch or tapping, stillness with soft music or silence. Remind your body, it's safe to be well. It's safe to be whole. The healed self speaks differently. Language is frequency. Your words cast spells. Notice what changes when you speak from embodiment. I can't becomes I'm choosing not to. I'm trying becomes I am. I don't know becomes I trust the unfolding. Affirmations that deepen embodiment. I walk in alignment with my soul's path. I am not waiting. I am being. I am the healed one I prayed to become. Speak it until your bones remember. Real story, from knowing to living. Ava had done years of inner work. Read all the books. Took the courses. She knew the teachings. But one day, while walking in nature, she paused and realized, I'm still behaving like the girl who's broken. She stopped mid-step, placed her hand on her heart. No, I'm the woman who made it through. From that day on, she stopped apologizing. She moved slower, loved louder, chose bolder. She didn't learn something new. She embodied what she had already known. Embodying your unique signature. You are not meant to copy someone else's healed self. Your timeline is yours alone. It may look unconventional, nonlinear, or slow. It may be wild, soft, fierce, or quiet. Your embodiment is how you hold your voice, the way you walk into a room, what you say yes and no to, the way you rest, how you create, speak, love, and lead. There is no right way, only the true way. Embodiment anchoring practice. Each morning, write, today, I embody the version of me who, e.g., sets boundaries, speaks her truth, trusts deeply, then act on one small thing that version would do. Let your day become your practice. Create a life that reflects the healed you. Rearrange your space. Change your wardrobe. Shift your social circle. Dress for the frequency you claim. Organize your home to support your new timeline. Release objects, clothes, or reminders that hold old energy. Surround yourself with voices that reflect your future, not your past. Let your outer world reflect your inner wholeness. Summary: you are the timeline now. In this chapter, you've learned embodiment is living as the healed self, not just understanding it. Your nervous system must feel safe to hold new frequency. Small choices and rituals anchor big energetic shifts. Your voice, space, and daily rhythms become the medicine. You are no longer seeking a timeline. You are the timeline. Walk in it. Speak from it. Rest within it. In the next and final chapter, we will reflect on how to live with ongoing Akashic awareness, walking through life not as a seeker, but as a sovereign soul. With reverence, let us now arrive at the sacred close, where healing becomes lifestyle, remembrance becomes rhythm, and you walk forward in time not with fear, but with divine awareness. This is not an ending, but a return to soul-centered living. 10. Living with Akashic awareness. I walk with memory in my marrow, with soul stories in my breath. I am not just alive in time. I am a keeper of it. What is Akashic awareness? Akashic awareness is the state of living in conscious connection with your soul's truth across all timelines. You no longer perceive life only through logic or surface perception. You feel the multidimensional threads weaving beneath the ordinary. You see experiences, people, and emotions as echoes of greater soul patterns. You carry the memory of your essence and act from it. This is not about walking in visions all day. It's about embodying spiritual clarity in grounded life. Living as a timeline keeper. To live with Akashic awareness means you recognize karmic echoes in relationships and respond with compassion. You make choices in alignment with your soul, not just your ego. You honor your intuition as a messenger from other timelines. You walk through life as a mirror of integration, not fragmentation. You become a keeper, one who remembers the old stories, rewrites the painful ones, and seeds new sacred narratives for the future. This is quiet power. This is conscious living. Daily practices for Akashic awareness. Morning presence portal. Upon waking, ask, what does my soul want me to remember today? Journal or meditate for 5 to 10 minutes. Let messages arise without force. Soul check-ins. Throughout the day, pause and ask, which version of me is responding right now? Is this from trauma or truth? Redirect with love. Dream tracking. Keep a dream journal. Soul memories often speak in symbols. Pay attention to themes, places, and repeated images. Timeline pulse point. Place your hand on your heart. Say, all versions of me are welcome here. Let this act as a unifying anchor. Navigating life from the Akashic lens. When you live with Akashic awareness, you recognize synchronicities as soul breadcrumbs. Choose relationships that honor your evolution. Release urgency, trusting divine timing. Honor the unseen in all things. Experience triggers as portals to integration. Treat your voice, choices, and creations as sacred. You stop reacting and begin responding from soul. Real-world application, the embodied mystic. This path isn't just about mystical visions. It's about how you show up in a difficult conversation, a job decision, the way you spend your money, the food you nourish yourself with, the boundaries you hold, the compassion you offer. You don't need to be spiritual in appearance. You need to be present, awake, and aligned. That is the Akashic path. Practice the 3-minute timeline tune-in. Before any big decision, ask, what timeline will this choice anchor? Which version of me is guiding this choice? Does this feel like expansion, contraction, or repetition? If it feels like freedom and alignment, step forward. If it feels like fear or repetition, pause. Reground. Living softly with the past. When you live with Akashic awareness, the past stops haunting you. You see pain, not as failure, but as a page in your soul's manuscript. You speak to your younger selves with kindness, not criticism. You feel your ancestors not as burdens, but as breath in your lungs. You don't need to forget what happened. You know how to relate to it differently. Your past is not gone. It is compost. From it, your soul grows wildflowers. Future visioning as a way of life. With Akashic awareness, you live into your future, not just plan for it. You make space for what hasn't arrived. Set intentions based on frequency, not just logic. Walk with a felt sense of what is already becoming. See the future not as a stranger, but a remembered friend. This is not magical thinking. This is quantum alignment. Daily integration journal prompts. Today, I responded from my soul when a timeline I am ready to close is a soul gift I felt returning was I witnessed a pattern healing when my future self would celebrate me today for this isn't just reflection, it's frequency attunement. Closing affirmations for the timeline weaver. I am whole across time. My soul knows the way. Every version of me is held in compassion. I create with remembrance, not reaction. The Akashic current flows through all I do. Speak them aloud. Let your voice carry your truth into the world. Living as light in time. You came to this life not just to survive it, but to reshape it, to be a living story of healing, to remind others what is possible, to bring beauty where there was harm, to walk between veils and say, I remember, and I choose differently now. This is the legacy of Akashic living. Final blessing. May every breath become a doorway. May your soul walk beside you with ease. May you live not in fear of time, but in wonder of it. You are not late. You are not broken. You are the healed timeline in motion. You have completed the journey. You are not who you were when you began this book. You have remembered your soul's layers, healed what echoed through lifetimes, called home fragments and futures, shifted, aligned, anchored, and embodied, chosen a new reality from the inside out. This isn't the end. This is the activation of your new path. Walk gently. Speak clearly. Trust wildly. Your soul remembers. Your life now reflects it. This authorized audiobook of timeline healing, beyond linear time, reclaiming power and peace through nonlinear soul healing. 6. Cosmic Soul Journey Book 12 is presented by Soul Sanctuary Audio. Copyright Seraphina, Hartwell. For the update audiobook, click follow Soul Sanctuary Audio.